Hey guys, I'm Matt, and this is Prophecy, Prophecy Made Simple. In the previous video, I gave just a quick overview about what this series is going to be about, which is going to be about the 7 high holy days, or the 7 major feasts for the Jewish people. In this video, I'm going to get specifically into Passover, which is the first spring feast. The basic idea is that Passover was a celebration of when the Jews were freed from slavery in Egypt. In this video, I'm going to discuss where it came from and also how it was fulfilled by Jesus Christ. So, this is Prophecy. So we all know about the Jews being enslaved in Egypt. We've all probably seen 10 Commandments with Charlton Heston. We've all seen the Let My People Go and the big rod in the sea as he parts the Red Sea. And so we all know the story. What happened was the Jewish people, which were God's chosen people, were enslaved by Pharaoh in Egypt. And God wanted Pharaoh to let them go. So what he did is he sent Moses to ask Pharaoh to let his people go. And Pharaoh kept saying no. So Moses and God kept sending these plagues on them, like locusts and rivers of blood. And the last plague that God decided to use to try to soften Pharaoh's heart is what they now celebrate as Passover. What God said is that he was going to kill the firstborn son in every house in Egypt unless they did a sacrifice. So what God told the Jewish people is to sacrifice a lamb. The lamb had to be without any blemish or defect. None of the bones could be broken. Then they had to take the blood of the lamb and put it on the doorposts and also on the lintels, so the top and the sides. And if they had that sign on their door, then God would pass over their house and not kill the firstborn in their house. So the night that they did this, God went through Egypt and he passed over all the Jewish households that had the blood of the lamb on their door, and he did not pass over the Egyptian households, including Pharaoh. So all the Egyptians had any firstborn sons were killed. Pharaoh then let them go. So this is a celebration for the Jewish people of when God passed over and did not sacrifice the firstborns in the Jewish households, and also when they were freed from their slavery. The thing to understand about this is that Jesus fulfilled this feast. So the day that Jesus was crucified was actually the day that the Jews were celebrating Passover. Typically in a crucifixion, what happens is that the Romans would break the prisoner's legs to make them die quicker. They would suffocate faster if their legs were broken. By the time they went to do this to Jesus, he was already dead. So his legs were never broken, his bones were never broken, just like the lamb. Also like the lamb, they were told it should have no blemish or defect. And Christ, if you believe what the Bible says, Christ was sinless. He had no sin in him, so he was without blemish or without defect. Once again, these things making him the ultimate Passover lamb. So fulfilling that Jewish feast of Passover. In this next video, I'm actually going to talk about the next feast, which is the Feast of Unleavened Bread. And this is the day after, and we'll talk about how Christ fulfilled that as well. So stick around.